Hiya, hiya, hiya. Now, normally I will let the intro play, but oh, England, what the heck is going on, man? Like, breaking news. I just seen this come true on a timeline. So, let me just pull it out. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So, a British Army veteran faced deportation, says he can't sleep at night because of how the Home Office has treated him. Trevor Ryan, 49, was born in Dominica. I think this is the guy. Has has been in Britain for 10 years and is married to a British National Health clerk. Trevor Rain was born in 1969 in Dominica and automatically became a British subject citizen because of the Caribbean island was British colony underneath 1978 until 1978. Sorry. His grandfather had settled in the UK in 1948 as part of the Windrush generation, and in 2008 he came over to visit the family on a tourist visa. He'd been allowed to serve in the British Army for 6 years. Then he fell in love and married Diane, a National Health Service clerk. But in 2014, the reserves was forced to let him go because his paperwork wasn't in order. A year later, he was locked up in detention centre. He was released but has spent the last 4 years unable to work, and now his spousal visa has been rejected. There are two ways about it. The Home Office is ruining my life and breaching both mine and my wife's human rights. We married last year after being together for 9 years, yet they refuse to allow me infinite leave to remain. They say he doesn't earn enough to sponsor me. She doesn't earn enough to sponsor me. Yet I have provided the pay slips showing that she does. It means I have been unable to work and earn a living a year after living a year after a year, and we have been reduced to living on the breadline. Yet the government allowed me to serve with the British Army for 6 years to have me serve your country, then kick me out of it. It's a slap in the face. Having lived in the country for 10 years and having family here, I feel British is utterly inhuman to allow me to live here, then turf me out when I've built a life here. Having lived in this country for 10 years and having family here, I feel British is utterly inhuman. But we have no one to turn to, no one that can help us. I am not illegal. We arrived in the UK on the back of a lorry. I had a blue British passport. I came here to visit relatives, and then I applied for a job, which I got. The job was um, an engineer in the reserves, fixing vehicles, including tanks and SUVs. A role of servicing the British Queen and country, especially eventually working for the government. But that same government has now told me to go home. How can the government tell my wife, a British citizen, that her she must she must pack her packs and leave her country? But Britain is my home. Diane has two grown up children here, and they may provide her with grandchildren one day, and she has a job here. Our whole lives are here. It has been very stressful for me to have this hanging over me, our heads, all these years. How can a government tell my wife, a British citizen, that she must pack her packs and leave her country just because she fell in love with me? My service isn't recognised. The Home Office refused to recognise my role in the army. My commanding officer sent the Home Office a letter to support my application, but they still didn't take any notice of it. They said serving in the reserves is not the proper British Army. That's like saying someone who works in Tesco Express doesn't work for Tesco. I intentionally applied to go into the army, but I was 38 then. I was told I was too old, so they took me on in the reserves. Yes, I was part time, but I was working most weekends and served abroad for several weeks at time, quite frequently. I have left the country repeatedly over the last decade to serve or train for my job or to go on holiday with Diane. I was let back each time. I don't understand why that happened, and then now they tell me to leave the country, treated like a criminal. It was terrifying. Oh yes, I'm gonna let him tell the story on that. So this is the guy. So once again, England's at it again, guys. Zay again. Anyway, I'm gonna let him tell his story about the deportation center where he was.
My name is Trevor Rene. I'm from the Commonwealth of Dominica in the West Indies. I was born in 1969, a British citizen, and I came to this country in 2008. My grandfather came there in the Windrush. He was a laborer carpenter. He stayed there for over 50 something years in this country. All my cousins live in Finsbury Park.
He's from Dominica. He's from Dominica, Claire. Hi, Claire. He's from Dominica, and they're saying that how he's an illegal, but he served as a reserve in the army. But this is him telling the story about the detention center. I thought it was quite interesting because just the other day, me and Christine was talking about Paulette, just 3 months back. So I saw this story. So they're saying that how he's an illegal, but he's been married here. He's got children. The children are big. His wife is an NHS worker. So they're saying to him that him and her needs to go back home. So though she's a white British lady citizen over here, she still have to go with him back to Dominica. Surely the government is wrong from the beginning. He should not being able to work without the right paper. Yeah, but they took him on as a reserve. That's what they're saying. He was doing mechanical engineering. So I'm gonna ask Trips about this as well because she knows more about because she's a veteran. She's a vet herself. So I'm gonna ask her more questions. If I have to come back and get her to explain a few things about the army because I feel we're going to be getting more of these stories because I think there's a guy from Zimbabwe that also said he has to go back to his country as well. There's quite a few of them, but I'm going to let him talk anyway.
And whilst I was here, I joined the British Army Reserves. That's something I wanted to do since I was a kid. I got enlisted on the 2nd of October 2008. Later on, I worked alongside the regular forces. I was on the verge to become a lance corporal. This was my dream. It is still my dream, but the Home Office took that away from me. I made an application to the Home Office with a covering letter from my commanding officer that Mr. Rene is enlisted in the British Army Reserve now. Can you regulate his status? Because he's one of us at the moment and I've been rejected. They denied me. I still continued in the army. They never questioned me any further about it. My detention happened on the 2nd of December 2016. So they took me in the van and they drove me away. When they arrived at the detention center, 20 feet high walls, barbed wires, 500 cameras. I could not believe that, and that's why I realized this is not a detention center, this is a maximum prison. I was very scared. I was shaking in there. I was getting like a cold sweat, like when someone is getting a stroke. I was held in a cell that night with 3 guys. So that night I could not sleep in that place. I never slept. I was just sitting on the bed crying. I used to hear scream loud, like shouting, help me. So people kill themselves in detention. I've been there, I've seen guys cut their hands. They tried to make me work in this place for £1 an hour. I was in the army doing.
But he must have had something, otherwise they would have not have employed him to become a mechanical engineer. So why would they take him on if they think he was an illegal? I don't think he was an illegal from the time that he said he was brought when he was over here. So they must know who he is. I think this is just a reason to send him back to Dominica. I don't see no other way about it. To be honest, they've done this before. They've done this before. So, um, he must have had some sort of paperwork, I reckon, because he came in the Windrush time once again. So it's mostly Windrush people that they're going after. He is quite an old man, as you can see. He's not a young man. So he must have had papers. I don't think they would have taken him on if he didn't have some sort of something.
Job properly and pay my taxes. Why would I come in a detention center and work for £1 an hour? It's not right. It's exploitation. Like you're exploiting the detainees. This is even worse than a prison. When you're in a prison, you know your date you're gonna get out. But when you're in a detention center, there's no time limit holding people for years, months, weeks. I mean, what's the point? It's just wasting taxpayers' money. If I have to be deported or separated from my wife, I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's just gonna shatter me to pieces. It will shatter me to pieces, and not only me, it's gonna shatter to pieces. It's gonna shatter her also in pieces, and her two sons. When I was detained, they both came to see me, and it was so sad. I could see the tears want to come out from their eyes, but because they all grown up, then yeah, they did not really want to cry, but it really hurt them to see what is happening to me in this country. This had affected my wife real bad. She tried to stop think about it, but she have to go to work, and when she comes back home, sometimes she cries. It makes me feel terrible. It's like I have a guilt on me. I say it's all because of me. This whole thing has just ruined me. It ruined my life. I get flashbacks every single day. Sometimes I could hear voices like something telling me to kill yourself. But if I kill myself, what am I achieving? I'm just going to hurt my sons, my wife, my cousins, or people around me, friends, or whoever. So that doesn't make sense. I'm still fighting the battle at the Home Office, and I'm not going to give up because my life is in Wellington City. My wife is here. I have 2 cats here. I have my sons. They are my sons. People say stepsons here, but they are my sons also. And I'm not going anywhere. This is my life here. I have no life back home.
So that's him telling his story. I mean, I saw it and I thought, "No, I've got to put this out." It's really sad that he's done his work once again. He's worked for the British Army, and this is what he gets for working in the British Army. He gets treated like a common prisoner. Oops. He gets treated like a common prisoner. It's not really on, to be honest. Doesn't matter who he's married to. It's not on. Um, he's worked. He's worked his time. He's not here illegally. From what I read, he's not illegal. Why are you treating him like this? Why? It's just like a slap in the face. That's what I feel. What he's saying, he feels like he's got slapped in the face. He's depressed. He said he felt like ending his life. So he's definitely depressed because his life has come to a stoppage and stop, and he's got to try and get himself cleared. Because really, most of the time, if you are sent back to a place where you haven't been there for a long time, um, you've got no foundation, no gradation at all, by the sounds of it. I mean, and they're telling his wife to go with him too, and she is a whole white woman. So you lot tell me what you think in the comments of this situation. This is another Paulet all over again. I just hope he doesn't, keel over or some shit, because that's what happened to Paulette. She was fighting, 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 fighting till she literally died fighting, fighting the people. She literally died. She passed away. And there is many of these types of stories. This is the more recent one. Let me see when this one was set. Let me see when this one was set. How recent it is. Does it have a date? It was set in December, but they updated it in October. But it's probably still going on. That's probably why it's highlighted again. So in the comments, tell me what you think. I will be definitely uploading his story to the upload separately, because these stories need to be spoken about. Yeah, it's wrong because he came here and did no harm to nobody, to no one, and that can come here because crime should be sent back. But he wanted to help towards well, I won't exactly call this our country, but yeah, he wanted to serve. He been wanting to serve. He said that was his dream, to serve in the army. It's only because he was older why they put him on reserve. If he was younger, they probably would have sent him somewhere else. So, there's him and a Zimbabwean who's going through this as well. There's a Zimbabwe veteran also going through the same thing. So, I mean, I don't know whether there's any. I might have to see if there's links. I'm going to see if there's links that I can put underneath the video, and people, like, even if you do the petitions, like I said, petitions work. Petitions work. So, and we'll put a petition underneath the video, right? What I'm saying is, yes, right, obviously we see who he's married to, obviously, but we're not looking at that. We're looking at his situation, okay? We're not looking at who he's married to or whatever else it is, because we can talk about, we can look at all that as much as we want. The main fact is the man worked over here. He's put his money's 10 cents into the economy. He pays his taxes. I know what that feels like because I was self-employed, so I can understand where he's coming from on that levels. Where you put in a little bit of sweat and like you'll get treated certain ways. You get treated certain ways, and it come like as though like you are nobody. So basically, they're treating him like he's a nobody. He's like anybody, like a beggar on the street. Well, it is my country. I've never lived anywhere else. Yeah, we're not talking about the whiteness and darkness or whatever. The main fact is that he's done his dues. He worked for the country, the government. It's a governmental job. It's a big job. That's a big job. He's a mechanical engineer. The main fact is the woman is a British citizen, which will probably make him a proper thingy citizen anyway. It's like similar to the Americans when they marry into a country, they become a citizen. It's like a kind of a green card status, but he worked his way. It's not like he sat here lazy and waiting for whatever. Oh, clear. Stop taking things personal. We are not looking at that. We're looking at the fact that he is getting sent back. The woman is a British citizen as well, right? He's married to her, so therefore that makes him a British citizen anyway by default, right? So really, they shouldn't even send him back anyway. Yes, clear, but we're not talking about why are you taking it next way? You see now, that's why. All right, that's why I don't like talking about these sort of things. I'm not even talking about his relationship. I'm not even looking at his relationship. I'm not looking at it. I'm looking at his situation to which he is on now. There, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'm looking at the situation to which he is set now. Even his wife can't even save him. His wife, who's born here, can't save him. Yeah, I know you're just saying. I'm not having a go at you. I'm just saying that we're looking at his situation and even her situation because they want to send and him to Dominica. That's what I'm saying. You see now, you get it now. You see, you get me, right? You get where I'm coming from now, innit? Right? I'm not saying, intuition. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, no, it's okay. It's okay. We're not talking. I'm dyslexic too, but I don't like use it as a crutch. But what I'm saying is, looking at his situation. Yes, it is sad. It is very sad. It's very sad, and it's very moving because she's fighting to keep him here too. She's fighting with him. Judging by what I read from the article, she's fighting to keep him as well. But they put him in a whole detention center, which is similar to a prison center. A prison center. Can you imagine? He's not even done nothing illegal. He's being treated like a prisoner. He's getting treated like a prisoner. It is very sad that he's in this situation. His wife and him, she's lived there all her life. Can you imagine? She's lived there all her life, grew up here. She married a Dominican, and this is how the both of them are getting treated. So they're not even looking at their color. They're just looking at his status, and they're putting them under one thing. So that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to get across. The plight of the man and his situation and how he and her, they said they both have to pack their bags, and him and her has to move to Dominica. And like he said, yeah, two big son. You see the two big son in the picture. Hold on, let me see the two big sons in the picture. His stepsons, him and his stepsons. No, the reason why I mentioned his wife is white because even though he's got a white wife, they still don't see him as a citizen. That's what I'm trying to get across. Yeah, that's okay. It's all right. It's all right. It's not that deep, right? I'm mentioning the fact that his wife is white. Even she can't even save him. They're telling her to pack her bags and go with him. It's sad. So this is their family. So it doesn't matter that she is white. In their eyes, she's not seen as a citizen either. She's seen as a sub-citizen right now. She's seen as like she come from the same place he come from. Well, because she's married to him. So basically, that's what I'm trying to get across. It's not about whatever. I don't know where you're going or wherever. I don't know. You're going somewhere else, and and I'm nowhere even on that. Because when I talk about certain things, I don't look. It all depends on what it is. It all depends on what it is. Like this. The only reason why I brought him up because of his situation, and even his wife can't even save him. And she is a citizen. She's a white British citizen over here, and they're telling her to get lost as well. They're telling her to pack your bags. You need to go too. You and your husband need to both pack your bags and go. So for all you know, right, she can even end up in detention center too. I don't think I have anything to do with it, to be honest. I don't think so. Even the Ukrainians are having a hard time right now. You see one Ukraine trying to ask the minister for help, and he said he can't help them. He said he can't. Pardon me. Oh, I've got a belch. Hold on. He said the prime minister said he can't even help them. So the Britain's not even helping the Ukraine. Then they can't get involved. But that's got nothing to do with it, though. Oh gosh, I can't even talk now. But yeah, but basically, I'm just gonna leave it here, so because it's quite sad. If I'm gonna see if there is a signing thing, the petitions, GoFundMe, whatever, and then I'll just put it under the video. So those who know, those who don't know. Well, this right here is very sad. He's a whole army veteran. And he's getting treated like an alien. So I think it doesn't matter whether you're born here or not. They don't care. They're gonna tell you we cannot help no one. The country is fucked and broken. Yeah, we know, but I don't count myself like under those banners because when they look at me, they just see black woman. That's all they see. So, um, yeah, the only thing is a petition or a GoFundMe because they definitely seem like they're set. They're having a detention center by the looks of it still. He's probably out of it. It looks like he's home in that video. So with that said, I'm gonna come off. Okay, so thank you, Claire, for coming. I'm not gonna put all that other stuff what you put up because that is irrelevant to the to the program. Okay, but thanks for coming. It's irrelevant, but it is a sad story. Yes, it is a very sad story. And it is madness. Yes, it is madness. So basically, they put him and his wife in the same boat. Even she can't save him. So with that said, I'm going to come off because it's been one of those ones. But I'm going to come off and have a good day, good afternoon. Please sign any GoFundMe petitions what I put underneath the videos is imperative that it is done. Therefore, we are helping people. We are making changes in the world. This is as little as it is. It can help a person or people. So even though I know a lot of us disagree with certain things and a lot of us disagree with certain whatever, but the guy, when you think about him by himself, okay, okay, I get you. Just that you have to be mindful of how you talk. You have to listen very carefully because this could affect everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. This can even come knocking on your door. You don't even know, right? And Britain is very one of those ones. They will tell you, oh, you don't come from this place, and you can be born here. Many more, they don't care. So you have to understand the guy's plight. Anybody I put up on their plight is serious. This is a serious one because he went to a detention center. Paulette, I forgot her name, died fighting the government so she can stay in England. They sent her clear to Jamaica and then she had to fight to come back over here, right? So whether we know where the country's going, we don't even need to say, well, where this country going? We know where it's going. The Americans are really trying to talk about what's going on with them because anything what happens over there so affects their country. So, I'm not gonna be like hypocritical and pretend like the world is all lilies and flowers and and pretty flowers and rare because when you hear about these stories here, that's when it comes all too much real to see how easy they can kick you out of the country, and they don't care where you land or how you get by or whatever. That's how they deal. So that's the reality of the situation. But I am going to find the GoFundMe and I'm going to take it from there and I'm going to, hopefully, he should be all right. because he looks really drawn out and stressed out in that one. So, so with that said, I am gonna come off. I'm not gonna be like getting hyped over nothing. There ain't nothing to get hyped over because this affects everybody. Okay? Okay. So I'm gonna go. Have a good day, good afternoon. And those who watch it on replay, please put a comment and tell me what you think. And don't look at the other situation. I know it's easy to say, oh, but he's got a white woman. That is not help. That's the both of them getting kicked out of the country. They don't care. They don't care. They tell the both of them, and I repeat, to both pack their bags and go. Okay? So that's the reality of the situation. Okay? And even though she got sons over here, that still ain't stopping them from telling her to go. They're basically telling them to F off, piss off, come out, sling your hook. I can't think of all the other sayings right now. That's what they're saying to them. Okay? So with that said, I'm going to go. Have a good afternoon. Wherever you are, please tell me what you think of this one, please. Okay? Because I think I've been on here like 3 times today. You know. So with that said, I'm gonna head. All right. Later. Bye.